guys, it's HAF HG here and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be installing this fan controller into my i5 2500K build. If you're not sure what this machine is, I've made plenty of videos about it. As the name suggests, it's got an i5 2500K in it. It's got two GTX 760s in SLI, we've got 8GB of RAM, and that is pretty much all you need to know. Today we will be putting this fan controller in here just because I like the look of a populated front panel, so I'd quite like to just take up another slot. Now, I got this fan controller from another HAF X. I do have a second one. This came in that, and specifically this fan controller is a Cooler Master Aerogate 1. I'd never heard of it until I got it, but it does look pretty cool. I have tested it to some extent and it seems to work, so today we're going to be putting it in this machine. But first off, I'll turn the machine to the side so you can see the inside in case you haven't seen it before. So there we are. It is quite a pretty looking machine, and hopefully it'll look a bit cooler once I've put another thing in the front of this. Alright, so here's a closer look at the front of the machine. Currently at the top we have my NZXT hue, so that is for the RGB strip in this computer. Optical drive and optical drive. The second optical drive is out of the other HAF X that I looked at quite recently, and this is a light scribe drive. What I'm going to do is take this one out because it doesn't seem to work. For whatever reason, it's all plugged in, but it just seems to be completely dead. I've had it working before, but maybe it just doesn't like this machine, or maybe it has died. That is always a possibility. So we're going to say goodbye to that drive, and that one will go in its place. Although it's not going to move up. In fact, this NZXT hue is going to move down because I want the fan controller to be in the top bay. Because it's silver, I think it would look best at the top and not between two other black things. So the bottom optical drive isn't even screwed in, so I should probably work on that. So that is going to stay in that bay, so I should probably just screw that in now. I'll go get some screws, screw that in, so then it is nice and secure. It's already plugged into power and data from testing it, so I don't need to worry about that. Just need to get 4 little screws and attach that. Actually, the intellectual thing to do would be to take the screws out of the broken optical drive and then just reuse those. I only put 1 screw in on each side, but I would like to put 2 in just so I've done everything properly. So I'll take the screw out of this side. It's actually very tight. I'm quite impressed that I was capable of tightening a screw. And now I'll do the one on the other side. I'll just lean over. Oh wait, there isn't even one on the other side. I was so lazy I only put 1 screw in, so it should just push out. Alright, so this dead optical drive is now out. I'll try and get that working again because that would be a real shame if it had broken. I'll line up the new one in that panel exactly where it should be, and now I will just add the new screws. I'm going to do it properly and put 2 in on each side because hopefully this will be staying in here. It's a very nice drive, being a light scribe one. Hopefully the light scribe capabilities do work because I haven't tested that because I don't have any compatible discs. But that is something that we should be able to check in the future, hopefully. So that is now 2 screws in on that side. I've got 2 more screws here. So now I'll do the ones on the other side. I'll turn it around so you can actually see a bit better what it is that I am doing. So I'm going to just screw them in. It's lined up quite nicely, which is always good to see. Sometimes optical drives have their screws a bit wonky, so it never lines up properly, but in this case it all looks to be fine. So let's now do the other screw. And there we are. We now have a fully secured light scribe drive. It looks a bit wonky from the front, but I think that'll be okay. It's probably just not perfect fitment. There's a bit of a gap more on that side than the other. Maybe I've tightened it too much on one side, but I'm honestly not too bothered. That will do for now. And if I remember correctly, I didn't really screw the NZXT hue in because it was awkward or something. Yeah, I just had quick release on one side and the other side not held in at all, which is a bit concerning, but I can now just move that down and I shouldn't have to move any of the wiring. I will be completely rewiring this computer soon anyway when I clean it all out, but for now that doesn't matter as long as this can slide in. This case is a bit bent in the drive area, so it might be a bit difficult. But there we are. That is now in, just had to hit it slightly. But now let's screw that in. It looks to be lined up perfectly on this side. Other side looks good too. But I'll get some more screws to make sure that I can attach that down as it should be. Okay, got myself some lovely little screws, and now I'll just whiz these, and I'll speed this up because I doubt you need to know how to put screws in. But yeah, simply just, oh, I dropped the screw. Not as easy as I said, is it? So just like last time, I can't manage to get any screws in the left hand side. I don't know why, it's just like really awkward with this NZXT-Q to get it lined up. It's perfectly secure without any in this side, so I'm not actually too bothered. But what I am bothered about is the screw that I dropped. I don't actually know where it went. I can hear rattling, but I don't see the screw anywhere, so... Oh dear, don't think it should make that noise. Oh, good lord. That's not the screw I lost, but a massive screw that just fell out from somewhere. That should be attached to one of the top fans, but it just fell off the top graphics card. And I've been running this computer today with a big metal screw on top of the graphics card. Don't do that. That's not good. And I don't know where that little screw's gone, but that's a problem for the future. Yeah, that's a concern. I'll just keep that off to the side for now. Yeah, that shouldn't have happened, but let's try and ignore that. And let's now install our Aerogate 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it in the top bay. I'll shove all of the cables through, and then this should just slide into the top bay. Line it up, and it should just be able to click in the top because I do have quick release on this. And no, that didn't work. So I'm actually struggling here. I want to get this quick release thing off, but I can't get it off. I'm going to have to try and ram a screw through a little hole. This is probably not a very good representation of my computing ability, this entire video. Everything seems to be going a bit wrong. But yeah, I'll go find some screws and hopefully this will work. Okay, so after more struggling than I'd like to admit, I've managed to get one screw in the left hand side. I'm not sure how I'm going to get one in the right because I can't get that stupid quick release thing off. Can't just leave it with one because it's all flappy and loose. So yeah, I don't know how I meant to get it off. I'm probably just being a little bit stupid. But I thought I'd just be able to pull it and it would come off, but apparently not. I can see a screw hole like through the side of the quick release thing, so I should be able to somehow ram a screw in there. Yeah, it's all falling apart, but I will fix that in another video. This is just a total mess, but like through there is a screw hole, so if I can manage to ram a screw through there, we'll be good. So yeah, I'll go find a screw. Today I feel like wasting a lot of hard drive space. I'm going to film this entire ordeal of trying to get this screw through there, and the head of the screw is too big to fit. Don't think I'll be getting a second screw in there today. It'll just have to flap around a bit, but you know what, that's okay. We'll just have to leave it with one screw for now, but I will rectify that because it will all be being torn apart to clean it anyway, so I'll just sort it out then. So now let's plug all our fans into this, I guess. I'm not too worried about cable management because like I said, I'm going to be sorting it all out anyway. But let's try not to make a complete mess. So first off, I'm just going to plug the Molex in. Hopefully I've got a spare Molex connector somewhere. Hopefully. Good news, I've got no Molex cables plugged in. So yeah, I'll have to go get one out of the power supply box. There we are, hopefully that'll be a bit of a better view. But good news, I've acquired a Molex cable. That's fun. Don't know which bit of the power supply it plugs into, but I'm guessing it's just any hole that it'll fit. Don't just plug random cables into your power supply, make sure they are the manufacturer's specified ones. This is, I just got it out of the box for this power supply, so I know what I'm doing, I guess, maybe. how's that going to reach? Let's see. Not too worried about how the cables look right now. As I have already said, this is a weird looking cable, but okay. You can probably tell I'm in a bit of a rush today, that's why I'm not being very careful. And also I'm kind of running out of patience because this thing is just annoying me now. But yeah, it's fine. Pulled that through, now where's this gone? There it is. Post that round the here, I guess, and let's just plug that in. Now, where are all these fans plugged into? Top one up there is for the CPU. I think they're all plugged into one single fan splitter, which is probably not a good idea, yet I did it. Yeah, it looks like they are, so I'll unplug those. Now, I believe this one is for the front fan, so that can come through to the inside, maybe. Yep, there it is. And I can plug it into probably number 1 on here, and they are labelled, which is helpful. It says channel 1, 2, 3, 4, so I need number 1. Let's plug that in. Front fan is now connected to the new thing, and now my fan splitter is free to be used in another machine if I need that, and that is now all the fans connected to this new controller. And these LEDs are starting to very much annoy me. They've completely lost their sticky, so they all just flop around, but that's a problem for another day. That's what I'd like to call it. So now let's plug this in and see if it does anything. If it does, great. If it doesn't, also great. Alright, I've plugged in power for this computer. Let's see if our fans work. Not exactly sure why the LEDs have gone to red, but that's fun, I guess. There we are, back to blue, and we should be able to change the fan controller colour too. Let me make it a bit darker in here so it is easier to see a bit. That didn't really help. There we are. That should help. Green, blue. That's quite a pleasant blue, isn't it? So now let's see if this actually works. So all of the dials are turned to off. The back fan is spinning, the front fan is spinning, and the top fan is spinning. Or maybe I've turned them to max. Let me turn them all the other way. No, and now they're speeding up. So yeah, I'm guessing minimum doesn't actually turn them off. Yeah, now they're all turned up. So yeah, I guess this thing has worked. It's all flappy because I can't get the screw in. And also the cable management is absolutely atrocious. But yeah, we now have controlled fans, and that looks pretty cool actually, yeah. I like that a lot. So that is now going to be it for this video. We have successfully, I suppose, installed the Cooler Master Aerogate 1. We've moved down the NZXT hue, and there is our light scribe drive, and I think that looks pretty cool. I'd prefer it if the fan controller was black, but I do quite like the silver aesthetic too. It makes it look quite mid-2000s, especially with the blue that I've got going on too. So yeah, that's now going to be it for this video. I'm going to say it was successful. It could do with some fine-tuning, but it is working as intended. So thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully it was interesting in some way. It's probably more infuriating than interesting, but oh well, at least we've got it done. So as I was saying, thank you again for watching. I'll see you in the next one, which will probably be somewhat PC related. Again, might be putting some different fans in here. I guess we will see. So thank you again, and I will see you later. Goodbye.